know what time it is?
Boom shakalaka! Yes,
All right.
yes.
Here we are on a Friday afternoon at 4 o'clock, as we are every Friday.
Right,
Well,
right.
almost every Friday.
Well, every Friday except for one. And today we have a great guest because there's always something good, and we always have the best guests.
Always, always. Today, our guest is Sonya Carlson from the Senior Companion Program. Thank you so much for being with us today, Sonya.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Yes. Are you excited?
Always.
Okay.
Always excited to be talking about the Senior Companion Program, of course.
Right, right. And she's representing, as she said, the Senior Companion Program, Chaveevah, and we're going to get to all that in a little bit. But we want our viewers to know that we know that there's always something good happening on the North End.
And everywhere else. Everywhere in the Cedar Valley, everywhere, okay?
Right. And you know, a lot of people didn't know about the good things because all you hear on the news is a lot of bad stuff. So that's why we're here to share all the good stuff with you. And we do that every week on Facebook Live and also on YouTube and
Yes.
MediaCom.
Yes, on MediaCom, channel 17 or 79-4, depending on how your television is set up. That's Fridays at 4 o'clock and Saturdays at 10 a.m. So
That's right. And you can just make sure you like our North End Update page on Facebook. Now, Sonya, we looked for your name and we couldn't find it. But you know what? A lot of people are taking a social media hiatus, so to speak, and just kind of living their life privately and stuff like that. We can appreciate that. But we miss you.
Well, I can still pop in from time to time, but it's just, not my favorite space to connect.
There you
so,
go.
finding other ways.
Right. And
Yeah.
you told me, you talked to me about recently about how you're kind of old-fashioned anyway. You write things down.
do.
You don't have a laptop on the job. And
No, I don't. I really like pen and paper. I like paper files. I'm kind of just keeping it simple for folks,
There
I
you
think.
go.
But
Yeah.
maybe I have some things to learn as well.
no, that's
a little bit of
something-
both.
That's something we have in common. I like to write things down because I don't know the calendar on this thing. I don't know, for whatever reason, my stuff always gets lost. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Paper and pen works. Standard, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Go back to, and it's so weird that when businesses or their computers down, the day is just over. You have to, they can't recuperate. They can't recover from that, a lot of businesses. So
Yeah.
yeah, we can appreciate the good old days and the good old dependable stuff. For sure. We had some great guests last week, Chaveevah.
Yes, absolutely. We had great guests last week. We had Anthony Thomas, who is the assistant principal and athletic director at Bunger, talking about the adult basketball league. And we also had Josh Bumgarner, a kickboxer, mixed martial artist fighter, who's doing a fight to raise funds for his friend who is battling cancer.
Right. And his fight is tomorrow, isn't it?
That's right. That is right. Yes. Yes. Josh Bumgarner returns. He said, don't call it a comeback because he didn't go anywhere.
Okay. It's the 14th, which is tomorrow. Is that right?
No. Yes,
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because today's Friday the 13th.
That's right.
Oh, that's
I know.
And for those people out there that are superstitious, happy Friday the 13th, but it's just another day for
That's
me.
Same here.
Yeah, but thanks for bringing it up.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
yeah.
always good to watch for falling ladders or whatever those superstitious
Black cats and all that kind of stuff.
broken mirrors,
Yeah.
so just be careful and watch yourself, Chaveevah.
You know what, Rocki? We have a lot of good things going on the North End. And Sonya, just letting you know, first of all, I want to say that we have the best viewers. Thank you so much. Yeah, you inspire us to keep on talking about the good things that are happening. I want to specifically point out Lonnie Gelson. Hey, Lonnie. She made a comment. I mean, we had a picture posted on our wall. Yeah, it's I don't know if Agnes has that back there or not. It's yes, she does. Okay, thank you, Agnes. she said, Lonnie said, what this family is nurturing in their thriving garden is what North End Update with Chaveevah and Rocki is nurturing in our community. Thank you, lovely ladies. And I thought, oh, wow. I thought that was so nice making that connection because, it's just, we love our viewers.
Yes,
period.
thank you so much, Lonnie. And of course, it's a great credit to your artwork. Have you seen her work? This is Chaveevah's painting.
I have seen some of it. I need to see more, but I have seen I've seen a bit.
Well, we hope to highlight more. Well, she's letting you see more. See, there you go. There it is again. You can look at it for a little longer. Thanks to Agnes, our great helper back there. She's we're all about that, Agnes and Ed, right? Let's just shout them out right now.
Yes,
what do you think
right
about
now.
Ed? He has on a nice orange shirt today,
Okay.
and it would have looked so nice on camera. But
Should I also say go Knights?
Yes.
Can I do that?
Okay.
Go
Yeah,
nice.
you show, yeah.
Okay. there you
Wartburg,
go.
we got some orange going on. Okay,
Right.
no, not sure.
I like him.
Okay, he likes them. Speaking of local, what about that game yesterday?
Yeah,
Tell
so
us about that.
Well,
You
I
had
haven't gotten to hear the full update yet, but my son and my husband were really fortunate to be able to attend the Field of Dreams game last night, and they're both really passionate about baseball, and they have already said best experience ever. And Brooks is only 10, so I mean, when you're hitting
Wow.
that threshold at 10 years old, I think you're doing pretty good. He's like, Dad, I think the only thing that could top it is I guess I'm just gonna have to get drafted.
Oh my
Oh, wow.
goodness.
So
He's
it's
got
a high
big
bar.
plans.
He's got big dreams. Yeah.
Right, right. And what about that? What was it? What kind of a hot dog? Apple pie?
I don't know.
Have you heard about that? And you know what was that? Apple pie hot dog?
Apple pie and a hot dog.
Oh gosh, I'll have to ask them about their food that they had. I haven't heard about that yet.
That was kind of cool the way they were walking in through the cornfield. I
Yeah.
thought that was kind of
Yeah. We have a-
dramatic.
Yes, we have a really awesome picture of the boys that he went with walking into the backs of the youth players walking into the field with their jerseys on was it'll be a really neat memory. Yeah.
That's for sure. We're so proud of our home state.
Yes. Rocki, what else good do we have happening?
I don't know, Chaveevah, but Ed, can you read our comments for us? Because it looks like we have a lot of
Oh,
viewers and we're not on
okay.
there because we couldn't change over. So Ed's going to help us out. So
All
what
right,
else
I'll read some comments for you.
Thank you, Ed.
Looks like Joyce Ann Wilder has
Hey,
been busy. She is
Joyce!
watching the show today.
Hey, Joyce.
Joyce says, hello, boom ladies. She says, I
Yes.
think you were talking about what Sonya did. She's like, you need to tell me how to get one of those.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Sure.
Joyce says she also wants the picture. I suppose the one that you guys. So I don't know. You got an order for that picture?
Oh,
Rita?
that's an old one. I don't know if you have
That
prints.
one, that's a public art piece,
Oh.
and it is huge. And yeah, well, I guess I'll figure something out.
Philip Banks also says happy Friday the 13th.
Yes,
Okay.
thank you, Philip.
Philip
hey.
Banks shouted out us crew. He says hello to Agnes and Ed.
All
So
right.
hello, Philip.
Yes, Philip. Our mayor taught Philip how to take the best selfies, and he's really proud of that.
Yep.
We should also announce that Daniel Banks didn't make it today. We know you're looking for Danny, you guys, but he's not here, so we're just going to have to go on without him.
That's
Ooh,
right. Life
sad.
happens. Hopefully, we'll be able to get him on another show. But
Yeah, right. And you know, one thing that our viewers can count on is that we do highlight good stuff. And we got something really, really good to highlight right now, and that's our drawing from Speller's True Value Hardware. We had 2 people that signed up. How were they eligible? I think it was last week.
well, we asked for the first X number of people to respond yes on our wall, and by you
2
guys,
people.
That's right. By you guys not responding, that cut down the odds to 50-50.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're good. We've got 2 people, and we might as well just have the drawing now. How would you like to do the honors?
Of course, absolutely.
All right. So good luck, and we want to also mention that we like putting our dollars back into the community. So when you donate or support our show, some of that money goes right back into the community, and we have lots of projects that are unfunded that you'll hear about soon. But
right.
this is a giveaway today.
Do I get to read the name and everything?
You do.
Yeah.
All right.
You do.
All right.
All right. Who is the lucky winner?
The lucky winner is Janice Durham.
Yay!
Wow, all right, Janice.
We can always count on Janice. Now, see, Joyce Ann, if she was watching, she'd have been the winner. You know, and we could all use $25 at our wonderful Spellers Hardware.
Absolutely.
And congratulations to Janice.
Okay. Okay. Something else good that we have going on. Tomorrow, as a matter of fact, Antioch Church is going to host a back-to-school Rock the Block party. Hey, Agnes, look at that.
Hey, I know. She's amazing.
Yes.
And yeah, that's what's going on.
Okay, there's going to be food, games, music, free school supplies, a bouncy house. I think that's what I'm looking forward to. And we'll be there tomorrow live at 3 o'clock, just to give you an idea of what's going on. So, sounds like a
Right.
good time.
It does. And that's one good thing that's happening in our neighborhood, for one thing. And I just love the fact that it's so historic. You know, Antioch Church has been there as long as, I don't know, I want to say, anybody know? Joyce, you know how long has Antioch been around? Joyce knows it all. And also, we want to shout out to our pastor, Vera Wallakin, for that increase. What was her recent
yes.
quote?
Yep, definitely. She
Now, Sonya, you can relate to this.
Yeah, she puts a neat quotes on the wall, and the last one I saw was, I will not allow procrastination to delay my arrival to my destiny.
Whew.
Hey.
Ooh, I might need to
That's some heavy stuff.
pay attention to that one a little
Absolutely.
bit. Read it a couple times over.
As soon as I saw procrastination, I was sort of like, oh, okay.
Right. Procrastinate on that. Read it a few times. Ed, was there more? I think you.
Joyce just posted 100 years.
100
Okay.
years. Okay,
Wow.
they probably had their 100th anniversary. And I know Payne is up there. Of course, Joyce is a member of Mount Carmel. And Joyce taught me a valuable lesson when I visited her last week. We always say that the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. Joyce said,
No.
No, because her rationale was Aunt Jemima and Betty Crocker was single. So,
Okay.
so that's from the mouth of Joyce.
Oh, my goodness.
And that brought us to our Give It Air last week, and everybody knows there's no more Aunt Jemima character on the pancake box. So,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
So it turned into Mills grain or
Yeah,
something.
something like that.
Yeah, but you recognize the box. Have you seen this?
Well, I've seen the new artwork.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Do you still like it?
I probably haven't purchased anything,
Okay.
actually, but
Yeah.
I've seen, the headline, the information and the
Sure.
updates and all that. Yeah.
Okay, but we got a new Give It Air this week, Chaveevah. And we have a quote. And do you know about our Give It Air segment? We don't put our guests on the spot anymore because my son said don't do it, so we
Okay.
don't. But it's just something that we feel that needs a little air.
Yeah.
Because maybe people don't know and it gives you a different perspective.
I think that sounds great.
Okay. Yep, this week we have a quote by Malcolm X, and he says, the black man's history, when you refer to him as the black man, you go way back. But when you refer to him as a Negro, you can only go back as far as the Negro goes. And when you go beyond the shores of America, you can't find a Negro.
Just wanted to give that little air.
Right.
Because that really gives some perspective as to how much black history there is before black people
In
came to
America.
America.
Yeah.
So it just kind of,
Yeah.
right,
Gets you
Chaveevah?
thinking.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Any more perspective before we move on? Because Chaveevah, we always have these conversations, and I just, sometimes find them profound, that.
No, just basically, what? Self-determination as far as how you define yourself. If you're defined and as a certain way and your history is only defined from a certain point, it's going to be some limitations. But if you look at in a broader sense, which like some people who have a fear of CRT, critical race theory, because they want to say that it is emphasizing teaching, it's going to teach people hate, it's going to teach this, that, the other. In my opinion, what it's going to do is broaden the shores of what we recognize as history, because there is more and there's a lot that's been covered up. Boom.
Great.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you. Now, you always see why I love to hear Chaveevah's perspective on subjects concerning important things sometimes. That's why we call her Professor Chaveevah.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we got to talk about our favorite magazine, the Soul Town. Do you know about the Soul Town?
I do.
You do?
I do.
Do your clients
Yes.
read it? Do you know?
You know what? That I don't know.
Okay.
I'll have to ask them.
Yes.
I'll have to get them in touch, get them connected.
There you go. Get
Yeah,
them connected.
yeah.
Okay,
Right.
what's new in the Soul Town, Chaveevah?
Well, what's new is they're starting a teen Soul Town too.
That's right.
Yep, and by it being both a digital and a print magazine, you can't, whichever your preferred way of getting your reading in. Some people like having a physical something. I do.
The paper. We
Yes.
talked about the paper.
I like the sound.
Right.
Yes, and it's full of great articles of interest about all kinds of things. And if you would like to subscribe, go to thesoultownmagazine.com.
Right. And now they even have a new thing. I don't know how new it is, but I noticed that you can represent a soul today, and send a
Oh.
membership to someone in prison.
Yes.
So somebody that would really enjoy either a hands-on, or I don't know if it's digital or what, but go to thesoultownmagazine.com and find out how you can do that as well.
Yep, that's a great idea to help keep people who are incarcerated, keep them connected with things that are going on. So, yep. Before we move on, there was one more thing. Just one more
What
thing.
was it?
Carpe diem. Seize
Oh,
the day.
Yeah.
Seize the
That's
day.
coming on this Saturday.
No, it's not this Saturday.
Oh.
It's going to be on the 28th, but we're just throwing it out there right now so that you'll know it's coming. It's going to be a local music and art showcase, and it's going to be at the Cattle Congress, and you'll be hearing more about it as time goes on. As a matter of fact, the person who is instrumental in organizing this is going to be a guest on a future show.
Awesome. That's right. His name is Jalen Jones.
All right.
Okay.
Got it.
We got one more thing too. There's always one more thing because there's
Starting
so
to feel
much
like Columbo,
good
right?
stuff.
Just one more thing.
Just
one more thing.
We want to shout out to our supporters. And again, if you'd like to be a supporter, donate your time or volunteer on our show. Email us at northendupdate@gmail.com. And also, Royal Legacy needs, they're enrolling now. So please get your preschooler enrolled at Royal Legacy Christian Academy as well. Okay, news flash. Sonya, you can sing, right? We heard about that.
What?
Yeah. Do you sing in your church choir or any kind of singing
geez.
at all?
I used to. It's been a while. It's been a while.
We got her.
Huh? Where,
All right. Well, we do.
where
a
are you
little-
getting your information here? Look,
Well, we're looking forward to you doing a little solo at the end of the show.
Uh-huh.
It's nothing big, no big thing, but yeah. Birthday people, stay tuned because we got Sonya and she can really sing.
I thought Travis said stop putting our guests on.
yeah, I'm like gonna have to check your sources here. About it wasn't in the notes that I reviewed when I was peeking on the
Well,
sheet.
we're
of-
going to find out before you start bragging too much because we'll let you know if it's not good.
I'm sure.
All right.
Don't want to see the comments. Okay.
Yeah, they'll come in as soon as you
Yeah.
say me. All right, Chaveevah, you have some questions. We had some questions for Danny, but he's not here.
So that means all of our questions
Are for
Sonya.
you, and we're gonna leave plenty of extra time for that solo too. So.
No, as we mentioned before, you are with Senior Companion, the Senior Companion program, and that is, for anyone who's had any experience with it, has found out that it really can be invaluable to someone who needs extra help or companionship in their home. And the first thing I wanted to ask you, COVID-19 had an impact on everything and everyone. So in what ways did that impact the program being able to operate?
Well, so if you are familiar with our program, we provide home visits. That's what we do. It's the cornerstone of what we offer is going into people's homes who live independently and offer them socialization, companionship, housekeeping, cooking. And so, of course, when everything shifted to staying home and staying safe and not interacting in that in-person way, we had to stop. We really did have to just press pause on what we were doing in the community because our most valuable asset is our volunteers.
Yes.
And they are all 55 and older. Many
Well,
of them
yeah.
have health conditions of their own. And so we really needed to make sure that was the most important piece of the puzzle for us, is keeping them safe and healthy. And that did mean stopping those in-person visits, which was
That
very
had
hard.
to be devastating for the seniors that you were serving as well as your companions.
Yes.
Did you get
Absolutely.
together at all during the year?
Yes, and so I should say, while we stopped those in-person visits, we were very, very intentional also about reaching out in different ways. So all of our volunteers remained active by contacting their clients on the phone, some of them on a daily basis, so weekly basis, depending on the needs of that person that they were had that relationship with. We did no contact grocery deliveries. We
wow,
did,
that's
coordinating with family members to make sure additional care needs. So if we were visiting someone who we knew missing that volunteer was going to really be critical to their daily needs, then we made sure to reach out and find out who else could come and help them during this time. What was their backup plan? Who were their supports going to be? So that they weren't just left alone.
So has I know things we're still in the midst of this pandemic,
Right.
but how have things changed? I mean, have they improved any as far as the person-to-person contact or any of those sorts of?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's been, a roller coaster, and things are changing all the time as everyone else has been experiencing, not just our program. So we've had kind of back and forth, entering back into home visits, then kind of pulling the reins back again. And right now we do have over half of our volunteers are providing in-home services again. So those volunteers are back to visiting, back to kind of our more traditional services. But we do have many people that are also still providing the phone calls, no contact opportunities. We have a couple people kind of dipping their toe into virtual services, so
okay.
getting together,
Little tech-savvy
yeah,
seniors.
they're doing what they need to do to see their folks because it is so priceless. We actually had a volunteer who was meeting, she would come to the Adult Learning Center, so we're located at the Van G. Miller Adult Learning Center, and she would come and we would log her in, and she was able to then see her client who had entered into the nursing home during this time. And that first visit, they just were in tears because they were so happy to see one another's faces and have that connection. And so, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a recipient of some of your services. I went through you for my dad. I think Penny was actually in when we first started, and then I got to know you, and you're doing a great job, by the way.
Thank you.
And then with Ella, and now with my mother-in-law. So
Yes.
I'm so happy to know the ropes and who to call. Tell everybody what you want them to know about your program. What's the most vital things?
Well, I'll start with some of the basics because I always forget to do this. So we serve Blackhawk and Buchanan counties. Somehow that always gets left off no matter when I'm
Okay.
being interviewed. But we mostly really heavily serve Waterloo. Most of our volunteers live in Waterloo, and most of our clients who are receiving services live in Waterloo. The basics, to be a volunteer, which we really, really need right now. We need a lot of volunteers at the moment because we have a lot of community need for some extra care, some extra support. So to become a volunteer, you need to be 55 or older. You need to meet a financial eligibility guideline, and we help determine that with you. You come and do some training with us, and then you can get started out in the community visiting with other people. We are unique. We're funded through AmeriCorps Seniors, which is federal grant funds. And so with that commitment to service, volunteers do receive a small stipend and other compensations for their time. So it's really a win-win. Those volunteers who are coming in are getting a little bit of support themselves that they need, and then they're going out into the community and sharing their strengths and sharing their care. So they offer companionship, light housekeeping, and really any support that you need. I mean, whatever it is that they need, we can offer.
Well, almost. I mean, there
Almost.
are some
This
things
is true.
you
This is
can't-
true.
They don't do
No
any hands-on and
correct.
no medications.
Correct.
And things like that.
We're not.
So-
Yep. No home health services.
Look at Agnes.
Yeah,
Look at
she's just
Agnes.
running right through.
Oh,
She's
okay.
something else.
Yeah,
Those are some
yeah.
of the things that the senior companions can provide. I
Yes.
imagine is what she's showing on the screen. So,
So-
yeah,
So for people who would be interested in possibly becoming a senior companion, what should they do? Give us
Yeah.
some contact
They
information.
should simply call our office. They can visit our website and get a link to the application. We're sponsored by Hawkeye Community College, so you can go to the website, quickly find our information there. But the easiest thing is just to give our office a call. You can talk to myself or Anna, our administrative assistant.
again, the old-fashioned way.
Yes,
right?
I really like to just take a good old phone call and write down your information and get in touch that way, and just get that application process started. And we really do, I'm reluctant to give dates and times in this ever-changing environment, but we really do hope to have an orientation for new volunteers in the fall. So really soon, we're hoping to have enough applicants that we can bring some new volunteers on and really help us serve our community. So, yeah.
I think one more point that I'd like to make, because our show is like about all that stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
We talked about race a little bit when we talked.
We did.
And that's something that, a lot of people don't, think about, or maybe we think about it, or we, prefer to think that we're colorblind, but we're not, right? And we don't want to be. We want to identify, recognize, and embrace other cultures and stuff. So sometimes if there might be a racial preference, but doesn't mean that the person is necessarily racist or a hater or anything
We're
like
just
that.
talking about comfort level.
Comfort
or
level,
whatever,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
So do you ever, I think when we talked about
Yeah.
it, you said you were glad to talk about it because it comes up sometimes and it can be a barrier. How do you handle that, or do you
Well-
ever bring up like, for instance, my mother-in-law, this little German lady, I just
Yeah.
thought she'd be better off with a white lady that was her age, And then, of course, for my godmother, I know that she's black and she lived in a nursing facility, and Margie was a perfect match for her. And although they could have got along with the others,
Right.
it's just that special match.
Yeah, I think maybe that's the most important piece. I mean, everything you're saying is so important. The match experience is really, we try really hard to make sure that the volunteer is placed with someone who they can really serve well, so that their strengths are highlighted, they can do what that person is asking and what that person needs, and that also, of course, that the person we're serving is comfortable and feels safe and respected, and that should be mutually beneficial. Everybody in that relationship should feel good and confident in what is happening. And so you're right. Do I know how to handle it all the time perfectly? I definitely do not. And that was why I brought it up with you, is because it's like I need to learn more and want to understand better from my perspective how to make sure that I'm entering that well, and making sure that the conversation isn't just pressed aside, but that it's being handled in a way that really is helpful to everyone in our community.
Right, yeah. And so many times we want to I don't know, it's just hard. It's a hard
Yeah,
conversation. Some of the things we talked about was even kind of difficult, and I've been doing this all my life, but still, there comes a time where it's kind of like, oh, do I say that? And I think we have some comments.
Just one kind of related to this topic. Joyce Ann Wilder wants to know, and you might have touched on it a little bit,
Sure.
but I don't know what the specific is. She's like, what's about the hours? So I don't know if it's the hours that the volunteers come to visit, or the hours that people can ask you questions.
Yeah, so I can, I'll answer that a few different ways. So our office hours are 8 to 4:30, Monday through Friday. So if you want to reach our program, that's when we're open. Volunteer services can be offered really whenever they're needed. So we don't have office hours for the volunteer visits. But if I'm a volunteer who only wants to serve Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to noon, that is when I serve. So it's, again, finding that.
What kind of things do the volunteers do? They can deliver food?
Yeah, they can. Yeah, any of those things that we touched on before. So hours, maybe Joyce might be also wondering about how many hours volunteers have to serve, because we do have a minimum guideline there. And so when you commit to the service, you do need to be willing to volunteer at least 5 hours a week. So that's something that we do ask for the commitment of service as well.
And if you want a senior to come and visit you, same thing. Just call your
same
office.
thing. Just call. There are no eligibility guidelines for our clients that we serve, other than that they are 55 or older and they can identify some type of support that they need. And then, of course, I go out and visit, make sure that we can serve them well, that it's an appropriate fit. And you did a good job of reining me in there a little bit and reminding me there are some things we can't do. And so I should highlight that really quickly. You're right. When I say we can do anything you need, that's not quite accurate. But we really can support people in the way that they need, and as long as it's appropriate, of course, is what I meant.
Like,
that we've got a broad range,
when my
of
dad
strengths.
wanted Richard to take you to the casino, that was not appropriate. But
we can't go to the casino.
Right.
But really, the more important thing is to understand that we are not medical professionals or home care providers. These are volunteers who are seniors as well, and so we want to be respectful of what they can offer. But we don't give medications, so we don't pass medication or provide medication administering. And we also don't do bathing, dressing, and grooming. So like you mentioned, those kind of physical hands-on tasks. Yep, that's correct.
All right. And again, you can see that on the screen. Thank you, Agnes, and thank you, Ed, for those. He reads our comments so good. Don't you love Ed's voice?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Yep. So for those who are interested in finding out more about the Senior Companion Program, absolutely get in touch with the office.
And the number again?
Yeah, is 319-296-4274.
All right. And now, if you need to warm up, take time right now. It's just about that time.
You're going to really let some people down. Well, I don't know.
Well, you do know the Stevie Wonder version, because that's how we sing it. Right? You know the fun one? So we're going to sing that in just a little bit, but we got the best birthday people. And you birthday people, pay attention, because if your name is called and you weren't tagged in this video, it's because you have not liked our North End Update page. Go there. Like the page, please. And Chaveevah, we got Ed Matlock. We're going to see Crystal and Ed tomorrow, I bet.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Happy birthday to Ed Matlock, to Jalen Jones, Jessica Rucker from Main Street, Waterloo, Renita Wright.
All right,
happy
Renita.
Birthday. Maddie Sink.
Yes, little Maddie.
Yes, and my cousin Patricia Harris. Patty.
Hey, Patty. Yes, we're going to see her this Saturday too, right?
No, that's next week.
Next week. Okay. Yep. We got Jerome Amos Jr. I think he just got married. Happy birthday. Like our page.
Hey.
Rocki Rice.
Yes, that's my cousin too. Hey, cousin. Hey.
Chaveevah's ready to party.
Yeah.
All right. And Gabrielle Carter, that's your
my granddaughter.
Hey, Gabby.
Okay, what's going on? I put my whole family in here this time, right? Yeah.
Andy Footman, thank you, Andy. Like our page. Melissa Tate, like our page. Norman Ussery. Yes, and please like our page. And happy birthday, Norman, and everyone else.
Yes, happy birthday.
This is the fun part of our show.
Yes.
And Chaveevah, we kind of like to sing a little too, so we put together the first verses, and we'll just let you join in the chorus.
Okay.
But see, we always say, if you can't sing good, Chaveevah.
That's right. If you can't sing good, sing loud.
But she's told us that she can sing.
That now?
You said you were in choir.
Anybody can sing in the church choir.
Okay, well.
I mean, they're not turning people down these days, are they?
Okay, so when the chorus starts, we'll let her do it by herself for a little while, ready? Because I'm sure you would agree.
It couldn't fit more perfectly
than to have a world party
on the day you came to be.
Happy birthday to ya.
Okay, I do.
Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday, happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to you. You're not singing, you just laughed.
Happy birthday. All right.
Can you sing like our page in a melodic way? Melodic?
I don't want to let you down, but I'm not so sure that I can.
Okay, just kind of go like this. Like our page.
I'm not doing that.
Fine. There. See, I can count on Chaveevah.
It's beautiful. I know. I
She's
should live
not-
a little, but I
right.
like watching you do it instead.
Lighten up a little.
I'm trying.
See, we just see. I don't know. if
I'll have
you
to come
and me,
back.
I don't embarrass easily. So I just, yeah.
Well, you got me cracking
Like
up
I
over
said,
here.
if you just did a radio format, but it's when I can see that
Okay,
over there,
okay.
then it,
Then
throws
just do
me.
this.
You're right.
I still know it's there. It's too late.
Okay.
Well, Sonya, thank you so much for putting up with all of our shenanigans.
Thank you so much for having me. I
Yes.
really do appreciate it.
Oh, you're so welcome. It's our pleasure to let everybody know. And like I said, I witnessed it. It's a great program.
Yeah, I was going to say, to share so much good information about a vital program that's helping our seniors. We appreciate you, and we
Yeah.
appreciate you coming on and telling us more about it. So
Exactly.
Anytime.
So encourage our viewers, Chaveevah, to keep doing more things that makes them awesome.
that's right. Like Sonya,
Yes.
because
It makes us all look good. We'll see you next time.
Yes.